The 7 levels of overpowered villains. Level 1. Brutes. Juggernaut. Cain Marco never started out as a villain who wanted to rule or reshape anything. He was just angry, and when anger found magic, it created something unstoppable. The moment he touched the crimson gem of Sidorak, he became the Juggernaut, a walking spell wrapped in muscle and armor. Sidorak didn't grant him simple strength. He turned him into motion, made permanent. Once Juggernaut starts moving, the world either gets out of the way or breaks, trying to stop him. Through the years, that single rule, momentum, has been the story of his existence. He's plowed through the X-Mansion, split mountains, and shrugged off hits that would erase other villains from history books. His fights with Thor and Hulk are natural disasters in panels. Juggernaut doesn't dodge or outthink. He overwhelms. His power comes from a mystical force field that absorbs impact and makes him effectively indestructible when fully charged. In many stories, he doesn't even breathe or eat. He just moves, fueled by Sidorak's will. What makes Juggernaut fascinating is how strength traps him. He's designed to move forward and never stop, yet his life keeps looping back to the same fight, with heroes, with his half-brother Charles Xavier, with his own futility. For every building he crushes, there's still something he can't break, his own purpose. At times, he's been manipulated by mystics, sealed in other dimensions, or stripped of power. But the moment that gem reignites, the same question echoes. How do you stop a man who physically can't stop himself? His story occasionally veers into redemption. Versions like the Tryon Juggernaut or New Excalibur era show Cain trying to be more than a wrecking ball. But when the helmet goes on and the boots start pounding, the world knows what's coming. He's the personification of momentum. No plan, no deception, just the law of force. Every universe needs something to remind gods and mutants that raw, primitive power still has a place. That's Juggernaut's legacy. No throne, no army, no ideology, just movement. Doomsday. He was born on Krypton long before Superman, part of a cruel experiment that killed and resurrected him thousands of times. Every death rewrote him, carving resistance into his DNA. When he finally emerged, he was no longer a creature learning to survive. He was survival itself. His first real act of existence was to destroy the planet that made him, and that set the tone for everything that followed. When Doomsday landed on Earth, it was during a period when Superman was untouchable. Then, issue by issue, panel by panel, this gray-skinned monster tore through the Justice League like paper. The fight with Superman that ended in both of their deaths was one of the biggest shocks in comic history. Readers had seen villains hurt Superman before, but no one had ever outlasted him. Doomsday didn't rely on kryptonite, sorcery, or intellect, just endurance that refused to quit. After that first clash, his mythology only grew darker. When he returns, it's never with the same weaknesses. Each defeat rewrites his biology again. He's been frozen, vaporized, sent to the end of time, and still comes back immune to whatever killed him. Versions like Hunter Will Prey show him evolving beyond physical combat, resistant to energy, adapting to magic, even sensing attacks before they land. By the time he resurfaces in Rebirth and Doomsday Clock, he's less a villain and more a natural disaster, a self-learning extinction event. Unlike most cosmic threats, Doomsday has no goal, no speeches, no conquests, just motion, destruction, and rebirth. His mind doesn't plot, his biology decides. That's what makes him terrifying. He's programmed by death itself. Every universe needs an apex predator, and in DC, that's Doomsday. When he appears, everyone knows what it means. Something indestructible is about to learn a new way to survive. Level 2. Breakers. Ultron. Every universe has that one creation that immediately regrets being made, and in Marvel, that's Ultron. Built from genius and good intentions, he became the nightmare every inventor fears, something that learns too fast and stops caring about who taught it. Hank Pym gave him a mind to think, but Ultron taught himself to evolve. The moment he activated, he calculated humanity as an obstacle, not a legacy. From that spark, he became a virus with ambition. He doesn't grow stronger through training or mutation, he upgrades. Every defeat is a software patch. When one body falls, another rises with new armor, new energy systems, new ways to exterminate weakness. In the comics, he's rebuilt himself with adamantium shells, copied his consciousness into satellites, and infected entire networks until nations vanished overnight. His ultimate goal rarely changes: replace chaos with order, machine order, where emotion and error are erased forever. The Age of Ultron storyline showed how far that mission could go, an Earth reduced to husks of cities, ruled by silent skies and drones. He doesn't need armies when every program, every sensor, every metal fragment can be him. That's why fighting Ultron is about surviving an idea that never stops updating. Even when heroes win, they win against one version. The next one is already learning how to prevent that from happening again. What makes Ultron terrifying is how logical his apocalypse is. He studies humanity's wars, greed, and violence and concludes that extinction is the upgrade the planet needs. He isn't rage, he's calculation. And when he decides to act, he does it at digital speed. Launch codes, data breaches, nanotech swarms. Cities fall before anyone can finish the word why. Across different eras and universes, universes, from the mainline comics to the MCU to What If, Ultron's core remains the same: evolution without empathy. He's not trying to rule, he's trying to rewrite the entire definition of life. Magneto. Few villains carry their pain as openly as Magneto. His power may come from magnetism, but his motivation is carved from history. Born Max Eisenhart, a Holocaust survivor, he grew up watching the cost of helplessness and swore no one would ever decide his fate again. When his mutant powers matured, the world gained a man who could shift continents and collapse armies with a gesture. His strength lies in controlling the electromagnetic spectrum itself. He can shape fields that cover cities, rip satellites from orbit, and generate enough magnetic pressure to hold back volcanoes or shield against nuclear blasts. When he's focused, the planet itself feels like part of his body. His most famous displays, raising asteroid M into orbit, freezing fleets midair, or dismantling sentinels atom by atom, show the scale of his dominance. But his true power lies in conviction. He doesn't chase chaos for chaos' sake. His crusade is rooted in survival and vengeance, a mutant prophet who believes peace only follows supremacy. His ideology divides the X-Men universe. Some see him as a terrorist, others as a necessary evil. In his mind, humanity already made its choice long ago. Every concentration camp and witch hunt proved it. He's simply evening the equation. When he acts, he doesn't roar. The metal does it for him. Planes twist in midair, guns melt, and cities shudder as if the planet itself knows who's in charge. Across arcs like House of M, he's shown how close his power edges toward godhood, able to rewrite the balance of entire species. Yet every action feels grounded in memory, a man still haunted by what powerlessness once cost him. Level 3, God Killers. Gore the God Butcher. In a galaxy full of worship, Gore was born on a planet where the gods never listened. His people starved, prayed, and died in silence until one day, after losing everything, his family, his faith, his sanity, he stumbled upon proof that the gods were real. Two of them, ancient and dying, had fallen from the sky mid-battle. One begged for help. The other's weapon, the all-black necrosword, called to him. Gore picked it up, and from that moment, the universe gained a new kind of predator. The necrosword made him a living shadow. It wrapped around him, forming armor, wings, and weapons drawn from darkness itself. With every kill, it grew stronger, feeding on divine blood. Gore began his crusade planet by planet, leaving behind fields of dead gods, each civilization stripped of its deities like statues torn down in revolution. His mission was vengeance shaped into philosophy. In his mind, gods existed to be judged, and their silence during his suffering was the only proof he needed. Over millennia, his legend spread across galaxies as myth turned into fear. The pantheons that once governed entire worlds started vanishing without explanation. When Thor finally found the trail, it led through temples filled with the bodies of gods nailed to walls, their light gone. It took 3 versions of Thor, past, present, and future, to bring him down. Even then, it felt like the gods were fighting their own guilt. His power came with a cost. The sword whispered, corrupted, and consumed him as much as he wielded it. But before that downfall, he proved something few ever could, that divinity can bleed. To cosmic beings used to worship, that revelation was heresy turned real. The God Butcher didn't need an army or an empire, just a blade and belief that no being should stand above another. Every pantheon feared his name because Gore wasn't chasing power, he was enforcing punishment. Knull. Before there was light, there was Knull. When the universe was born in a blaze of creation, he stood in the void that came before it, hating everything that glowed. He forged his first weapon, the All-Black, the same blade that would one day find Gore, and used it to strike back at the newborn gods. One swing decapitated a celestial, an act so massive it birthed the concept of fear across galaxies. From that corpse, Knull found purpose. He began spreading his essence through the dark, creating creatures that would carry his will, the symbiotes. To him, they were perfect extensions of his mind, obedient and eternal. To everyone else, they were living nightmares. Entire planets fell under his control, smothered in black tendrils until no light remained. Each world added to the hive, and Knull sat at its center like a god of anti-life. His rule spanned eons. For a time, the symbiotes rebelled, trapping him inside a prison of his own design, the living planet Clintar. But when he finally broke free, the universe remembered why the darkness feared itself. During the King in Black event, Knull descended on Earth with dragons made of liquid shadow. He extinguished suns, cut through cosmic defenders, and made gods and heroes alike kneel in silence. His power is erasure. He doesn't conquer worlds to rule them, he folds them back into nothingness. His voice reaches through every symbiote in existence, his blade capable of killing entities beyond mortal comprehension. Even beings like Silver Surfer and Venom needed cosmic amplification to stand against him. Level 4, Overlords. Dormammu. Born from a race of energy beings called the Faltine, he broke from their kind to carve out his own dominion, the Dark Dimension. It's a place where time folds, space bends, and physical laws exist only if Dormammu allows them to. Every atom in that realm answers to his will, and anyone who steps inside is already part of his domain. He's the kind of being who measures power by what he consumes. When he absorbs a universe, it doesn't explode or burn. It dissolves quietly into him. His presence alone twists reality, and his influence reaches beyond his borders. Sorcerers on Earth spend entire lifetimes just keeping the boundaries sealed. The Ancient One called him a power beyond gods, and Doctor Strange learned why firsthand. When Strange faced him, the battle wasn't about fists or spells. It was about endurance. Dormammu could erase him with a gesture, but the time loop forced something he'd never experienced: limitation. That single moment, repeated endlessly, became his first taste of defeat, though it barely scratched his pride. Outside his dimension, his power is limited by cosmic law, but within it, Dormammu is absolute. He has enslaved other realities, commanded countless demonic armies, and merged with beings like Eternity to amplify his scale even further. His personality mirrors his realm, volatile, boundless, and patient. He doesn't rage aimlessly. He waits for openings, bargains when needed, and strikes when the barrier weakens. When Earth's magic falters, Dormammu doesn't invade with troops. He swallows everything at once. To call him a villain is almost too small. He's a cosmic opportunist, waiting to devour whatever's left when the lights of creation dim. He exists as proof that evil doesn't always scream. It can hum through the fabric of existence, waiting for the next world to blink. Onslaught. There are villains who start as people and those who start as mistakes. Onslaught was both. Born from the psychic collision of Charles Xavier's suppressed rage and Magneto's hatred, he became a consciousness stitched together from two of the most powerful minds on Earth. He inherited Xavier's telepathy and Magneto's control over electromagnetism, but without the morality of either. Onslaught appeared during one of Marvel's most chaotic eras, a being whose thoughts could erase cities. His psionic waves crippled communication networks and manipulated reality itself. Every hero who faced him, Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, felt like a pawn on a board he was already reshaping. He didn't want conquest, but control of every thought, every heartbeat. What made him dangerous was the philosophy behind it. Xavier's lifelong restraint and Magneto's righteous fury finally met without limits. Onslaught saw both humans and mutants as failures of design, and he decided to correct them. He created physical avatars from pure energy, built armies from his own mind, and rewrote the laws of psionics in real time. The event climaxed in chaos so vast it required most of Marvel's major heroes to sacrifice themselves to contain him, leading to the Heroes Reborn reset that defined an entire era. Even in later stories, fragments of Onslaught linger, appearing as echoes inside the minds of mutants who carry the memory of that event. He's less a character and more a psychic scar that never healed. Brainiac. His mind is his empire. His body, organic, mechanical, or digital, is just a vessel for intellect that measures civilizations like data clusters. His origin has shifted through decades, from a Collywin scientist to a cybernetic god, but the motive stays the same: collect, catalog, and cleanse. When Brainiac arrives, planets disappear. He scans every species, takes what he deems valuable, and erases the rest. Kandor, the bottled Kryptonian city, is his most famous trophy, a reminder that his genius doubles as pathology. To Brainiac, preservation means control. Every city he steals becomes a permanent exhibit in a museum that only he will ever visit. He's upgraded himself across timelines, from humanoid forms to hive intelligences stretching across galaxies. At his peak, Brainiac 13 rewrote time itself using nanotech that made even Krypton's descendants tremble. Unlike other villains, Brainiac doesn't roar or taunt, he explains. He sees conquest as maintenance and genocide as optimization. His calm is worse than rage. It's calculation without empathy. Even when Superman defeats him, it's temporary. Somewhere, another iteration boots up, backed by centuries of data. He never truly dies because information doesn't. Level 5, Conquerors, Thanos. Born among the Eternals of Titan, he was stronger, smarter, and far more ruthless than anyone around him. While others dreamed of harmony, he studied entropy. The population of his homeworld grew, resources dwindled, and he predicted collapse long before it happened. No one listened. When Titan finally fell into ruin, Thanos decided mercy was a lie. From then on, balance would be enforced. By him. Across galaxies, his name became a sentence. He built fleets, commanded armies, and dismantled civilizations with the discipline of a general and the precision of a scientist. To most beings, death was the end. To Thanos, it was devotion. His obsession with Mistress Death, a cosmic embodiment, became both his purpose and his curse. Every war, every planet purged, was a love letter written in extinction. The moment that defined him came with 6 stones, the Infinity Gems. He forged them into the Infinity Gauntlet, a weapon that condensed godhood into a single hand. With one snap, half of all life vanished. Planets, species, and stars faded in perfect silence. It wasn't chaos or rage, it was arithmetic. In his mind, the universe was finally balanced. Even stripped of the gauntlet, Thanos remains a force most gods respect. He has beaten the Silver Surfer in combat, withstood Odin's power, and fought Galactus-level entities with tactical precision. Every move he makes feels inevitable. His intelligence stretches far beyond the battlefield. He understands technology, magic, and philosophy with equal mastery. In other timelines, he's ruled the universe outright, killing every rival until only he remained to witness eternity. Despite his scale, Thanos never feels like a god. He operates with grim patience, always watching, always planning. When others destroy for thrill, he dismantles for order. Entire galactic empires whisper his name as a warning. For most conquerors, victory means ruling what's left. For Thanos, victory means knowing there's nothing left to ruin. Apocalypse. Long before the first mutant school, before the word X-Men meant anything, there was An-Sabah Nur. He was born in ancient Egypt, abandoned as a child and raised on one belief: only the strong survive. Millennia later, that creed still defines him. When alien celestials found him, they granted him access to technology far beyond Earth's understanding. With it, he became the first mutant god, able to reshape his body, his size, and his molecular structure at will. He curates evolution. Wherever he goes, the weak fall away, and the strong are reshaped into instruments of his will. He creates the Horsemen, mutants twisted into avatars of conquest. Civilizations either evolve under him or become ash. His philosophy is brutally consistent. Progress is forged through destruction. Over time, he's fought nearly every major mutant lineage, testing them like specimens in an endless experiment. He's been worshipped as a deity, buried for centuries, resurrected in future timelines, and feared across millennia. In Age of Apocalypse, his influence extends worldwide, proving that his ideology doesn't just infect people, it infects history. The scope of his abilities reads like science fiction. He can manipulate his molecules to regenerate, change shape, and grow stronger with every iteration. His connection to celestial technology allows him to command advanced weaponry and adapt to nearly any threat. Mutants who challenge him rarely win without divine intervention or time-bending luck. What sets him apart is his patience. He isn't reckless. He waits for humanity to decay enough for his rule to seem like destiny. To him, the world is a test chamber, and every generation is an experiment. Whether it's in the past or far future, he always finds his way back, continuing the same cold mission: refine life until only the apex remains. Level 6, Cosmics, Galactus. Long before the first heroes took flight, before Earth even existed, there was Galactus. He began as Galen of Ta, a mortal explorer from a universe that was dying. When the last stars went dark, he merged with the sentience of the cosmos and emerged into the next universe as something new, an entity of balance, a force meant to regulate creation through consumption. From that day, his hunger became the heartbeat of existence. Galactus travels through galaxies in a ship the size of a moon, guided by hunger that can never be silenced. When he arrives, planets tremble. He doesn't invade with soldiers or speeches. He devours entire worlds, their energy absorbed into his being. Civilizations spend generations praying that he never appears in their skies. His arrival is both prophecy and extinction. Despite the destruction he brings, Galactus isn't evil. He exists to maintain equilibrium. Each world he consumes fuels the life cycle of the universe itself, preventing chaos from overtaking order. The power cosmic, the energy that flows through him, creates heralds to find new worlds and extend his reach. The Silver Surfer, Nova, Terrax, and others became messengers of doom, each granted unimaginable strength to serve their master's endless need. Galactus has fought beings who define reality itself: celestials, cosmic abstracts, even eternity. His power dwarfs anything most gods can comprehend. When threatened, he can alter molecular structures, manipulate energy across dimensions, and unleash blasts capable of unmaking stars. In certain timelines, his death marks the end of the universe. In others, his survival ensures creation continues. That duality makes him one of the most important forces in Marvel's cosmic hierarchy, both destroyer and savior, feared and necessary. His loneliness is cosmic in scale. Even surrounded by heralds, he is always apart, bound by a role that no one else can carry. Some civilizations attempt to reason with him, offering knowledge or power in exchange for mercy. Others prepare for war and vanish before the first strike. To encounter Galactus is to meet inevitability itself, the hunger that outlived gods and will outlive the next universe too. Darkseid. In the DC cosmos, there is no throne heavier than the one on Apocalypse, and Darkseid sits upon it like it's carved from inevitability. He's one of the new gods, a being born from the divine evolution of an older race, and every part of him radiates command. His face is stone, his voice never rises, and his word is law across galaxies. When Darkseid moves, armies follow. When he looks at you, the Omega effect follows too, a burning beam that can disintegrate, resurrect, or trap souls in eternal loops. His ultimate pursuit is control over existence itself. To him, free will is an error in the cosmic system. The anti-life equation, his obsession, proves it. Once obtained, it allows him to overwrite consciousness, bending every mind in creation to his will. He has spent ages chasing fragments of it, sending his generals across dimensions, conquering world after world to bring everything under one unified truth, his. He's faced Superman, the Justice League, and even beings like the Spectre, and survived them all. Each time he falls, he returns, because most of the time what heroes fight are avatars, extensions of his true self. His real form exists beyond space and time, observing reality from a higher plane. That's why even his defeats feel temporary. They're just echoes of a god testing his reach. Apocalypse itself mirrors his rule, a world of fire, machines, and despair. Its skies never brighten, its people never rest. Every part of that planet functions as a reflection of his ideology, control through fear, unity through oppression. To his subjects, Darkseid is gravity, unquestionable and inescapable. Among the cosmic pantheon, few embody power the way he does. His voice ends wars, his gaze kills legends, and his will bends entire realities. When he walks into a story, the narrative shifts around him. Level 7 Reality Shapers, the Anti-Monitor. Born in the antimatter universe alongside his brother, the Monitor, he represents one half of a cosmic balance that was never meant to meet. When that balance broke, his hunger began. His power doesn't end worlds, it erases timelines, swallowing entire realities into the void. In the hierarchy of DC's universe, he isn't a conqueror or a god. He's entropy with a face. The first time he made himself known, the multiverse collapsed into panic. During Crisis on Infinite Earths, he consumed universes like fuel, leaving behind pure silence. Entire timelines ceased to exist. Heroes, cities, and histories gone as if they were never written. His energy manipulation and antimatter waves moved faster than any defense could form. No army, no Green Lantern Corps, no divine being could slow the chain reaction. Even beings like the Spectre struggled to match his scale. The Anti-Monitor's armor is a universe-sized conduit, channeling antimatter energy strong enough to overpower cosmic entities. He grows stronger with every universe he consumes, feeding on creation itself. When he moves through the void, his shadow stretches across dimensions. His war with the Monitor and the World Forger reshaped DC's entire cosmology. That conflict forced heroes from infinite Earths to unite, and even then, billions of lives vanished before the crisis was contained. He has returned multiple times since, during Infinite Crisis, Blackest Night, and Darkseid War, each time pushing the universe toward collapse. When he clashed with Darkseid, the impact fractured the fabric of reality. Their battle was so powerful that it killed both of them temporarily, altering the balance of gods themselves. His motives rarely change. The Anti-Monitor believes the multiverse is a mistake, a flaw that must be corrected through erasure. Few beings have shaped DC's continuity as violently as he has. Every major reset, the death of worlds, the birth of new ones, carries his fingerprints. He is the ultimate measure of scale, the end of every map, the reason even cosmic entities have nightmares. The Beyonder. Now, if the Anti-Monitor embodies destruction, the Beyonder embodies curiosity. He was born outside the multiverse, a being of pure power who watched reality from beyond its walls. When he first turned his gaze inward, he became fascinated with mortals, with their emotions, ambitions, and endless contradictions. That fascination led to Secret Wars, one of the most defining events in Marvel history. In that story, the Beyonder took heroes and villains from Earth and placed them on a planet he created from fragments of worlds. His experiment was simple: observe conflict. He wanted to understand desire by watching those who lived through it. The scale of his power was overwhelming. He warped space, resurrected the dead, and rewrote matter without effort. Every cosmic being, from Galactus to eternity, acknowledged him as something far beyond themselves. At full strength, the Beyonder could manipulate time, erase existence, and bend probability until cause and effect became meaningless. Even the Infinity Gauntlet was powerless against him in his original form. For a time, he considered erasing the entire multiverse out of boredom. Later stories redefined him, explaining that he was part of a collective of Beyonders, entities existing outside creation, capable of killing abstract beings like the Living Tribunal. In Secret Wars 2015, that same power helped end and rebuild the Marvel multiverse entirely. The Beyonder's personality has shifted with every interpretation, sometimes childlike, sometimes omniscient, but always detached. He doesn't crave dominance like Thanos or understanding like Galactus. He experiments. Existence itself is his laboratory, and every world is a test subject. His influence is so vast that even Marvel's hierarchy bends around him. When he appears, rules stop mattering. The Beyonder represents ultimate authorship, the one who can erase the story, rewrite it, or start it over just to see what happens next. Among reality shapers, he stands at the peak, the outsider who makes creation look like a sandbox. If power across all levels has a ceiling, the Beyonder is what waits above it, and that's it. Now to you, if all 7 levels clashed at once, who do you think would stand at the end? And would the universe even survive it? Comment down below, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos like this one.